Ever get that like totally overwhelmed feeling, from just like all the notifications and stuff? Like you're always supposed to be on.
It's a real struggle, especially for Gen Z.
It is. That's kind of what we're diving into today, like how to break free from all that digital overload.
Yeah.
Actually enjoy just like being in the moment.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic we're the generation that's like always connected, but it can really mess with you. Like your well-being, your focus, even creativity.
Totally. Okay, so picture this. You're like 23, a student named Maya. Your day starts like how a lot of ours do, right? Scrolling through your phone before you even get out of bed.
I've been there.
And like it starts as just checking messages, but then you get sucked in, right? An hour later, you're like down some internet rabbit hole.
Happens to the best of us.
So Maya finally starts her day, but she's already exhausted and like low-key anxious,
That right there is digital overload. And it hits Gen Z especially hard. I mean, we grew up with screens like everywhere.
Yeah, it's like we're constantly bombarded information, notifications, and you feel like you got to keep up with it all.
It's a lot.
But the good news is like it doesn't have to be this way. We can like totally take back our time and, our attention and just enjoy living,
Absolutely. And it's not about like ditching technology altogether. It's more about realizing how it affects us and then learning to use it in a way that actually helps us, not like makes things worse.
So like where do we even begin with that?
Well, a really powerful first step is setting some boundaries digitally. Like think of it as creating some space for yourself in like the online world.
Okay, I'm liking this already. So like what does that look like?
Well, it can be simple things like turning off notifications you don't actually need, setting time limits for certain apps, or even like making some places or times of day tech-free zones.
Like Maya deciding her bedroom is a phone-free zone, so she can actually chill without that, like constant buzzing.
That's it. And she found like by setting those boundaries, she had more time and energy and like could focus on what really mattered to her.
Yeah. It's like you're in control, not your phone. Right.
Exactly. And another thing that can really help, putting real-life connections first before the digital ones.
That makes me think of how Maya started having like weekly coffee dates with her friends instead of just texting or whatever. And she realized like those face-to-face hangouts were way more fulfilling. Like they actually meant something.
Yeah, there's something about in-person connection. It's deeper, richer, like you're really engaging with the world and people around you, not just through a screen.
Okay, so we got boundaries, real-life connections. What else helps break free from this digital overload?
This is where mindfulness comes in. I know. It's like a buzzword these days. But seriously, it's powerful stuff.
Okay, so break it down for me. What exactly is mindfulness, and how does it like help with all this digital craziness?
It's all about being present, like in this moment, without judging anything, just noticing your thoughts, feelings, your senses, what's around you, without getting swept up in it all. And there's a ton of research that says, like, practicing mindfulness has some awesome benefits.
Okay, like what kind of benefits? Spill the tea.
Well, studies show it can help lower stress and anxiety, improve focus, boost creativity, and even help you like manage your emotions better.
That's wild. I'm still kind of wrapping my head around how it connects back to like, being overloaded by all the digital stuff.
Think about it. Every notification, every scroll through your feed, it's pulling your attention away from the present. Like your mind is always jumping around, never settling. Mindfulness helps you like become aware of that and gently bring your attention back to now.
So it's kind of like hitting pause on all that mental chatter and just being here right now.
Bingo! And you don't have to like go meditate on a mountaintop for hours to get the benefits.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
Right. Even little mindful moments throughout your day can make a huge difference.
So what would that be like? Give me some examples.
Remember Maya starting each morning with 5 minutes of deep breathing?
Yeah.
That's it. Or maybe you try a mindful walk outside. Just like paying attention to how your body feels, the sounds, the sun on your skin. Or you could bring that same awareness to everyday things like eating or brushing your teeth.
So being present even when you're doing like normal stuff.
Exactly. And the cool thing is, the more you practice mindfulness, the less those digital distractions bug you. You start to notice that urge to check your phone, but you don't automatically do it. You actually have a choice.
Like you're building up that resist the temptation muscle.
Exactly. And the more you work it, the stronger it gets.
Okay, I'm sold on mindfulness. But let's be real, tech is everywhere. So how do we use it wisely, instead of letting it rule our lives?
Great question. We can actually use tech to help us in this whole process.
Wait, seriously, Tell me more.
There are tons of apps out there that are literally designed to help you cut down on screen time and stay focused.
Like the ones that block websites or set limits for how long you're on social media.
Those are the ones. And some of them even make it fun, like a game.
Like 𝗪𝗁 using that app that made staying off her phone a challenge, and it ended up becoming a good habit.
Perfect example. Tech can totally be a tool for good. It's all about how you use it.
So instead of it controlling us, it can help us break free.
You got it. Taking back control and making choices about how and when we use technology.
Okay, so we've talked boundaries, real-life hangouts, mindfulness, even using tech to our advantage. But I gotta ask, what happens when we actually break free from this whole digital overload thing? Like, what's on the other side?
That's when things get really interesting. When we step away from all that constant stimulation, we open ourselves up to all these simple joys we might be missing.
Like what? Give me the good stuff.
Like, remember how 𝗪𝗁 started painting again after she set those boundaries?
Yeah, but she finally had the headspace for it again.
Exactly. And she started taking those peaceful morning walks in the park, enjoying the fresh air and everything without feeling like she had to post about it.
Just being in the moment. I love that.
And that's just the start. When we break free from that digital overload, we make room for things that really matter, things that make us happy, bring us peace, you know?
So we're talking about way more than just like cutting back on screen time.
Oh, yeah. It's about finding that balance, being intentional, and creating a life that feels, you know, rich and meaningful, both online and off.
I'm so here for that. Totally. It's like you're not trying to like become a tech-hating hermit or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's about having a healthy relationship with it.
Finding that balance.
Right, being intentional. And the cool thing is, like, you don't have to change everything overnight.
I think that's what's so relatable about 𝗪𝗁's story, right? She didn't like go cold turkey. She started small.
Those baby steps.
Like with a deep breathing thing every morning and then like built from there.
Totally. It's those small changes done consistently that can really make a big difference in like how you feel, how you think, your whole experience.
Okay, so I'm like on board with all of this.
Yeah.
But I bet a lot of people listening are thinking, where do I even start? Like, what's that first step, that one thing they can do right now?
It's got to be something that like speaks to you, something you can actually do, you know?
Yeah.
And stick with. Maybe it's putting your phone on silent for an hour each day.
I like that.
Or maybe like leaving your phone in another room during dinner.
Those little tech-free zones. I love it.
It's about being present, like really there with the people you're with, or just like with your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Exactly. And once you start making those small changes, you might find yourself naturally wanting to do other things that bring you joy. Offline, I mean.
It's like 𝗪𝗁 in the painting.
Yeah.
Right. And those walks she was taking.
Right. It's about reconnecting with stuff that like feeds your soul, things that give you that sense of peace and happiness, you know?
Totally. Okay, I have a challenge for you and for everyone listening.
Hit me with it.
What if, for just 24 hours, you tried a total digital detox?
Ooh.
Like no phone, no social media, no internet, just you and like the real world.
I love that.
24 hours, I know, sounds a little intense.
It does.
But also kind of amazing, right? Like you'd have to be present, actually notice things you might usually miss.
It's a chance to reconnect with like simplicity, really experience each moment. You might surprise yourself, honestly. Maybe you'll like rediscover a hobby or have a deep conversation without, you know, that screen in the way.
Okay, challenge accepted. I'm going to try it. But for those who maybe aren't ready for a full 24-hour thing, what are some like smaller steps they could take?
Remember we were talking about mindfulness. That daily practice, that's a game changer. It could be as simple as like 5 minutes of meditation in the morning.
Yeah.
Or like that mindful walk where you focus on how your body feels, the sounds, you know, all that stuff.
Hitting that pause button again.
Yeah. And the more you do it, the more you'll actually want those quiet moments, those times to connect with yourself and the world around you.
Awesome. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive into, you know, breaking free from digital overload, what's like the one thing you'd leave our listeners with? Like that one piece of advice?
Okay, listen up. The joy you're looking for, that fulfillment, it's not at the bottom of your Instagram feed. It's not in the next TikTok. It's in the moments that are happening right now, the experiences you can have, the connections you can make right here, right now.
So good. It's like a reminder to, you know, look up from our phones, really see the world around us, appreciate the moment, because that's where life really happens.
You know, it's funny. We think of joy as something we have to chase, something we got to earn.
Right.
But what if it's already here? just waiting for us to notice it. What if it's in like the feeling of the sun or hearing someone laugh, even just breathing?
I love that. Like a whole new way of looking at things. Like joy isn't something way off in the future. It's right here, right now.
Exactly. And that's what's so awesome about, breaking free from digital overload. It lets us take back our attention, our time, our energy, and focus on stuff that really matters, things that bring us real joy.
Yeah.
Real fulfillment.
Building a life that feels, good, both online and off.
And I think that's something that really resonates with Gen Z. Like, you guys get the downsides of technology.
We do.
But you're also super connected to its potential. You have the power to change your relationship with tech, to use it to create, to connect, to make things better.
It's like we're figuring out this whole new digital world.
Yeah, totally.
Trying to make it work for us.
And the cool thing is, we're all doing it together, learning, growing, figuring out how to live well in this digital age.
So true. So to all the 𝗪𝗂s, the 𝗟𝗂s, the 𝗂𝗲s out there, anyone feeling that digital overwhelm, remember this. You're not alone.
Not at all.
And you can change things.
You absolutely can.
Take that first step, even if it's small. Put your phone down, look up.
Yeah.
Notice the world, breathe, connect with people. Do things you love.
The moments are there. The joy's there. Go find it.
Yeah, totally. It's about creating a life that feels, good, both online and off.
And you know what really stuck with me about 𝗪𝗂's story? That part where she's watching the sunset and she doesn't take a picture or post it. She just enjoys it.
Yeah, actually experiencing it. No filters, no distractions.
Exactly. And that's the kind of freedom, we're talking about, the freedom to just be, to connect with yourself, with the world in a way that's real and meaningful.
So good. For anyone listening who's feeling totally overwhelmed by all the digital stuff, what's one small thing they can do today to start getting that freedom back?
I'd say try setting aside 5 minutes every day to just disconnect from tech, and reconnect with yourself. Could be 5 minutes of deep breathing, a quick walk, even just sitting and noticing your breath.
Giving yourself permission to just chill, tune out all the noise and tune into yourself.
Exactly. And you never know what you'll find in those quiet moments, new ideas, fresh perspectives, a deeper connection to yourself, to the world.
Awesome. So as we wrap up this deep dive into breaking free from digital overload, let's leave everyone with a little inspiration.
Here's the thing. The joy you're looking for, it's not buried in your email. It's not in the latest trend. It's right here, right now, just waiting for you to notice it.
Love that. So put those phones down, look up, see the world.
Yeah.
Breathe, connect, do things that make you happy.
The moments are waiting. The joy's there. Go find it.